then let's move. Now that we're talking about your career, let's move along then a little bit. You said it started off through your years. You rode internationally for some top quality people. I'm just going to leave it to you to sort of touch on a few people, obviously in Hong Kong, Mike de Kock, and just ramble on a little bit about some of these top horses that you've been with and some of the top trainers that you've been with and owners.
You were in Hong Kong for 5 years, was it?
Just under 5 years, yeah. But it was very difficult for me to get into Hong Kong. I remember winning my first championship, and I thought, well, I'm going to be able to get in, and I never managed to get in. And it only after I won my second championship where I managed to get in. I mean, it really took me a long time. I thought I'd done something wrong, well, I didn't get in there. But saying that is, I learned so much just riding there. It as a jockey, it lifts your game. It shows you that you have to be so much more professional and dedicated, because everything is left to you. You have to get your rides, and you have to be studying every day to be watching form. But everything is there presented to you. So you go home, you can see track work, you see the times the horse has done. So there's a lot as a jockey to make yourself successful. And if you don't do those kind of things, then you're not going to get successful. Also, the difficult part is owners really control everything. The owners falls in love with the jockey. The owners really call the shot more than the trainers. If they want a jockey on, they'll say, I want this jockey. And it's a lot of luck. They believe in luck. And if you don't have luck in the beginning, doesn't matter how good you are, you won't get the opportunity.
Well, you talk about luck, and we all know that Lyle Hudson is a youngster who's close to your family. I mean, you and his son, at least your son and him, went to the same school, etc. And yeah, he sort of went off to Hong Kong the first time, and he not battled, but he battled a bit. He had his winner or two, but they put that. The point I'm making is they put that unlucky stigma on you very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. Listen, my first season there, I just made the cut. I actually, when they were coming to announce who's going to be the jockeys for the next season, I didn't think I was going to make it through, because I hardly had any winners. I think I had 11 winners my first season, or 16 winners, something like that. So I really, really struggled. I mean, it took me, like 45 rides or something like that before I could have a winner there. So there was times that I was thinking of packing the bags and coming home, but you have to grind out, and it worked out. In the second season I was there, I was lucky I cracked the champion. I cracked Vengeance of Rain, and then we never looked back.
Sure.
Yeah, Vengeance of Rain, you also rode him in Dubai. You won in
yes,
Dubai.
I rode him in the Shimmer Classic. He won the Shimmer Classic. Yeah, but he's a horse that every jockey wants to ride once in your life, to have a horse as good as him. Yeah. He won every Group 1 in Hong Kong from a mile to 2400. He was an absolute superstar.
That was for David Ferraris, right?
Yes, it was for David. Yeah.
And talking of David, I had a winner yesterday, and nice to see Luke started off well.
So Luke started off well, got a suspension and a 12 grand fine.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm talking about his winners that he's had, but yeah. And then Anthony, with obviously just before you retired, De Kock's and all those top stables that you were associated with for many years. Yeah,
well, I started riding for Mike really when I left Hong Kong. I came back, and I think Kevin Shea said to Mike, listen, and Kevin was riding for Mike at that time. He was actually with me in Hong Kong. We were the biggest mates in Hong Kong, and he left Hong Kong and went to Dubai for Mike, and then when he heard that I was coming back to South Africa, he said to Mike, why don't you get Anthony to ride for you? So that's how I started. That was my first season for Mike when I arrived here, and my first race meeting I won a Group 1 in Joburg for him. So listen, he taught me a lot in racing. He's a very tough boss, but you learn a lot of dedication, and you learn not to take anything for granted. Keep making the same mistake, you're not going to be sitting on that horse.
Yeah, so you're not always in the saddle. You sort of, if you're not on your toes, you get the boot.
Yeah, you're working for the best stable. I mean, and you've got to present yourself as the best jockeys, because there's a lot of jockeys there that can replace you. So you must always remember that when you ride for a big stable, you're replaceable. So, and I've always had that in mind all the time. So you always got to. You're going to make mistakes. That's going to happen. But as long as you don't make the same mistakes all the time, you will be okay.
It's beautifully put. That it's so true. It's a fantastic thought that.